Hey everybody, it's Karina. Welcome back. If you are new here, I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. You can find me on Instagram at PerDMThrifts. This video is in collaboration with a few other resellers. We are all either current or past students of Becky Park, aka Becky Park on Poshmark. We took her YouTube mentorship course, and I've personally learned so much from her and from the Facebook group that comes along with that course. If you guys are interested in taking it, the curriculum course is still available for you to purchase. However, the mentorship portion is closed for now. It will be opening up back at the end of the year after summer break. A little bit portion of that, so thank you in advance. If not, it's totally fine. I know YouTube isn't for everybody, but just in case you're curious, I will leave that information down below. This video is going to be about my top 10 brands. Now make sure you check out everybody else's video who is part of this collaboration. I think it's going to be extremely valuable for resellers because we all have a different spin on this topic. Some people are sharing their all-time best brands, others are selling best brands from 2021 in total. I'm currently going to be sharing my top 10 brands from May this year. Usually around this time I am sharing a what sold for the first half of the month, but instead of that video, I'm just going to be sharing the top 10 brands that have sold for me on all platforms. I think I only have one that I'm mentioning on Mercari and one that I'm mentioning on eBay. The rest will all be on Poshmark, but these are all items that I list on all three platforms. So if you're ready, grab your drink, grab a snack, and let's get into it. This first brand I know is a designer brand, so I'm aware that not many people can find this regularly. For some reason, my Goodwill has this brand every so often, so I have found it a few times, but the first brand is actually Dior, or Christian Dior. The particular item that I'm sharing with you guys is this blue patchwork silk jacket. It sold for $185 by best offer. This is actually my second highest sale on Poshmark to date for a single item, and it's funny because my highest sold item on Poshmark is another Christian Dior piece. So I don't know, I feel like this is my number one brand, but this piece was really special. It was beautifully made. I freaked out when I saw it. I did pay up for this item, but it was definitely worth it. I made over $100 in profit, so that's awesome. But I have sold another Dior piece. It was a Dior jacket that I sold on Mercari. But yes, if you can find Dior, even if it's vintage, even if it's men's, it does sell well. I've even sold pieces on The RealReal if you guys sell on there. And I think I've also sold a Christian Dior piece on ThredUp. So if you guys do find it, pick it up. And I pay up for this most of the time because it is a higher end brand. I haven't found anything recent. Most of the stuff I pick up is vintage, but that's all I seem to find. I'm fine with it. It definitely yields a really good amount, and that is my first piece. The next brand is another brand that I find a lot of. I don't know why. It is just always at my Goodwill, but it is St. John. The piece that I'm sharing with you is actually a 3-piece set. It is like a color block knit jacket, tank top, and pants set, and it's really, I thought it was really cool, but it sold for $159. I also made another St. John sale this month. It was for another blazer jacket. It didn't sell for as much, but I recently picked up some other pieces, so I'm excited to get those listed and see how they do. Again, I did pay up for these, but I figured since it was a complete set and it was very trendy that I would pick it up and list it. The buyer actually told me that they had this exact set, but it wasn't the right size, so they just wanted to like kind of swap it out for themselves, which is awesome because they still bought the whole thing. They didn't ask me to separate it or anything, but I think that for St. John, if you can find complete sets, they do sell for a higher amount. The next brand has been on my BOLO list forever, and I finally found it recently at a consignment store. It is Cezanne, and this was a leather mini skirt. It sold in minutes. It was such a fast sale, and it sold for full price, which is amazing. It sold for $100. This is my first time finding this brand, and so the first piece I've ever sold, but hopefully I can find some more in the future. This is definitely a brand that you should be looking out for. The next piece is another thing that I found at at a buy-sell trade store, actually at the same buy-sell trade store as the Suzanne skirt, but at a different time. And this was a Sync Accept bomber jacket. So I did pay up for this a little bit, but it sold for $90. It took a couple months, but it was fine. I think I just had to wait for the right buyer. Sync Accept is a wonderful brand. I've sold it in the past, but I don't find it too often. So definitely keep this on your radar when you are outsourcing. The next brand shouldn't be a surprise to you if you guys have been watching my videos. It is Show Me Your Muumuu. This one actually sold on Mercari for $96, and it is the fairy tale maxi dress. But like I've mentioned in almost all of the videos that I've been putting up, Show Me Your Muumuu, the bridal line, the bridal collection, whether it is their bridesmaids dresses or their wedding dresses, sell for way higher than their regular casual boho clothes. I try to stay away from their regular like floral print stuff and stick mainly to their bridal collection because it does sell for a lot more. I did do a whole unboxing and talk about how I found all of my Show Me Your Muumuu pieces, so if you want to check that out, I will link that up above. This next brand has always done well for me, and it shouldn't be anything new to you guys, but it is Doc Martens, and this is the boot that I sold. It sold for $80 by best offer on Poshmark, and this brand consistently does well for me, especially the Jaden platform boots. It's a different one than the one that I sold. I'll throw a picture up, but this actually, I've sold it before in the past multiple times, and this sells almost instantly. If you can ever find this platform boot, definitely pick it up. Usually Doc Marten boots do well if they're in good condition, so look up comps beforehand. If you can find the ones that aren't made in England, those can typically sell for higher. I'm not sure why, I don't know. I think they might be constructed a little bit differently, but Doc Martens is definitely one of my favorite shoe brands to sell. I don't find it too often, but I've noticed in the Pacific Northwest where I live now, it's easier to find them at like Goodwill than it was for me to find back in San Diego. This next brand is actually sold on Revolve, and before anybody says anything, I know not all Revolve brands do well, but this is one of my favorite ones to pick up. It is NBD, but be careful when you are sourcing this because there are other kind of like diffusion lines or collaboration lines of NBD that don't do as well in my experience. For example, the Naven Twins X collaboration with NBD doesn't sell for that much. Those pieces are a little bit older, so they just don't do as well in my opinion. There's another line called X by NBD, and I'm not sure if that one's higher end. I think the ones that I have found are a little bit more expensive, but just keep that in mind. There are different ones out there, so when you're sourcing, look up comps because not all NBD is created the same or has the same resale value. I sold this NBD gown for $70. I've had this dress actually for a while, maybe over a year now, which is kind of sad, but it sold for $70 by best offer. I was kind of glad to just get it out of my closet and rotate to something new, but NBD is definitely one of my favorite brands to carry in my closet. I know that it is a popular brand for people who do like to shop on Revolve, so I do like to keep it in my closet. The next brand is Lululemon, and I know that not all Lululemon sells for super high, and in many places Lululemon is actually priced super high, like at the thrift store. That's something that I've definitely seen and experienced in different cities, but I sold this Lululemon skirt for $60 on eBay. I've made multiple Lululemon sales this month as well as last month. For some reason, their skirts just do really well for me. They're black skirts. Specifically the Pace Setter skirt, I sold like multiple of those last month, but this Lululemon everyday skirt sold for full price on eBay, so that's awesome. If you find any of their skirts, I feel like those are really trending right now. Actually, any kind of like athleisure skirt or athletic wear brand skirt is selling right now, so keep your eyes open for that. And Lululemon isn't typically something that I would pick up before, but once I kind of found out that the skirts do really well, I've tried looking for them more often. The next brand is another kind of athleisure wear brand, and it is Spanx. I sold their leggings for $67 on Poshmark. This is another brand that kind of just flies out of my closet. Not all Spanx pieces sell for really well. I think their high-rise black leggings do the best, whether they're just like the regular ones or the faux leather lookalike ones or the moto ones. There are some that do better than others. These fortunately were one of the ones that did do sell for a higher amount, so I was very happy with that. The next brand is another one of my closet staples, one of my bread and butter brands, and it is Levi's. I'm very picky about what Levi's pieces I put in my closet. I try to stick to the wedgie fit, the rib cage fit, 501s, vintage Levi's that maybe have like the orange tab on them, or the, I think they're called the like 900 series, I could be wrong, or anything that has like an exposed button fly or a really cool flare leg or something like that. Those typically do the best for me. I don't pick up all Levi's because some of them just really don't sell, and they're actually my personal favorite brand of jeans to wear. And I know that was 10, but I have one extra one because it also sold for $60, and this is Lovers and Friends. This is another piece that I picked up at a buy sell trade store, and it is just this jumper right here. It sold pretty fast, like within a couple of days, for $60. Again, Lovers and Friends, not all of it does well, so definitely look up comps before you buy. Don't pick it up just because you found the brand. I've made that mistake way too many times, so I'm just trying to help you guys out. Lastly, I want to share some honorable mentions. These are 3 brands that I feel are more common to find for the average reseller. Also, they are just items that I sell a lot of quantity wise, and that is Free People, Show Me Your Mumu, which I mentioned earlier, and Madewell. These 3 brands are ones that I can find pretty consistently, and also that sell pretty quickly, depending on the style, of course. Just because something is a good brand, like I mentioned earlier, doesn't mean it's gonna sell well. Always look up comps, always make sure that it's in style, that it's a recent piece, or that it's highly sought after, and you can always look that up just by looking up comps. A lot of these pieces have style names or style numbers on their care tags that you can look up to make it easier. And that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, don't forget to check out everybody else's video. I will link them down below. I hope this video helped you guys out, and I will see you next time. Bye!